Part of the job of a basketball coach is to protect your players. It's a major part of the job. Protect your players at all costs. What does that mean? That means that if you have a blowout, your stars don't have to play. Protect your players because today can directly impact tomorrow if you don't protect your players today. So let's talk about that. But before we start, welcome back everyone to another edition of Rudy's Rant, powered by Come On Now, the podcast where we talk facts over feelings. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showma. And the topic of the day is JuJu Watkins and her nearly getting injured in a game that USC was up by 54 in. But if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment. That is the lifeblood of this channel as we grow and grow and grow. We greatly appreciate everyone. Membership Live, 9 p.m. Tuesday. Become a member. Membership content is being dropped. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's because you're not a member. Become a member and check it out. But there is a serious problem going on at USC right now. A serious problem. It is you got to understand the reality of what's going on at USC. They're trying so hard to get JuJu Watkins' numbers to a point where it's challenging the Caitlin Clark mystique. And what they're doing at USC is, quite frankly, when you look at it from a wider lens, it's getting close to what I would call coaching malpractice. I get it. Everyone wants to score 50. Everyone wants to score 40. Everyone wants to score 30. But what does 30 mean in a game that you're up by 60 points in? What does 40 mean in a game you're up 60 points in? That 40 feels a whole lot better in a game that you win by 5 because that 40 really mattered to win that game. So USC just played Elon. As you can see on the screen, USC's up 81-27 with 5:22 to play. They're up 54 points. And JuJu Watkins is on the court right here. In fact, I think most of these players on the court are starters in a game up 54. A game they led by how much? I think they were leading. What were they going into the fourth? A game they led. They ended up winning by 58, 88-30. They led this game by 46 points going into the fourth quarter. Why would any starter be on the court for even one split second? Let alone one of the top 5 players in the country. What are you doing? So I'm going to play this clip and you're going to see what nearly turned catastrophic for JuJu Watkins.
Angel, the fall away. And
you see that right ankle? It rolled. Look at that ankle right there. Look at that. Can I zoom this in? I cannot. I cannot zoom this in. That ankle is rolled. In fact, what I'm going to do is this. And I'm going to share this as well. So you get a closer view of this. So I'm going to take this one out for a second and I'm going to bring it back. Look at that ankle. Look at her ankle. That could have been catastrophic for this team. Catastrophic. She's playing in a game up 54. And this coach has her on the floor. I can't even. I coached. Yeah, I mean, these games are fun because they're easy, but you have to have sense as a coach. And I'm going to show you that this is not out of the ordinary for this coach and this team. So let's go back to the other screen. So you see that ankle's rolled. And now even watch this.
And Watkins fighting for the rebound, weak side. Careful, there's got tangled underneath there.
She gets up, and instead of the coach calling a timeout right then and there, timeout, you're out, all y'all are out of this game. She lets them run down the floor.
Derjay tried to go and put it back up.
I mean, she's ginger on it, but here's what makes it even get worse.
Instead, here's Marshall with the rebound.
Makes it even get worse. Look at this. They're looking to give the ball to JuJu Watkins. This coach has not sent anyone to the scorer's table. Did she not just see what happened to her superstar? Yes, her superstar. That's her star player. Did she not see what just happened against Elon?
He gets in the front court
And look
herself.
at this.
Watkins, the trailer, with the catch in the lane. Marshall tries to line up a three. Rhea Marshall.
All right. That's all I need to see. You saw it. I saw it. We all saw it. And she's still on the floor. I'm floored. And then she has the ball in the next possession and she's dribbling up the floor again. I can't. This has to be some of the worst coaching I've ever seen. And they took her out of the game about a minute later. And you can see immediately the staff comes to her to look at her ankle. And she is in pain. She's in pain. And this happens because you have coaches who are more worried about padding some numbers than just winning the game. And I will show you the history of this. They have now played their last few games have been blowout, blowout, blowout. Their last game versus Fresno State, they won 89-40. 89-40. They were leading this game at the end of the third quarter, 70-26. 70-26. And you have JuJu Watkins playing the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. She played 32 minutes in a game they won by 49. 49 in this game versus Elon. She played 32 minutes. 32 minutes. And she plays more minutes than everyone on this team. Kiki Irafian played 25, Raya Marshall, 21, Heckel, 24, Olhoffen, 26. So she's playing minutes in a game that they won by 58 that she has no need to be playing. And they're doing this to puff up her numbers. It's clear as day what's going on. Against Fresno State, she plays 31 minutes and has 21 points. And she plays the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. They were up 44 going into the fourth quarter. And then you look again, the game before that, they played Cal Baptist. The game before that was Oregon. They won by 13. Cal Baptist, another game. They won by 42. They were leading by 42 going into the fourth quarter. In this game, JuJu Watkins had 40. She had 40. She was subbed out to start the fourth quarter and then subbed back in along with all the starters with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. You're up 40 plus points. Why? So what happens in the next 4 minutes and change? JuJu Watkins scores 10 points. So 10 of her 40 came in a 4-minute stretch in the fourth quarter in a game they led by 40 points. 40 plus points. That's utterly ridiculous. Game before that, St. Louis, they won 104-65. They won by 39. They led by 34 going into the fourth quarter. And she played 31 minutes of this game. She played 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Again, what the hell is going on here? What are you doing, lady? What are you doing? Lindsay Gottlieb has some explaining to do. She's the coach of USC. She has some explaining to do because what she's doing right now is putting her star player in jeopardy every game. You don't need JuJu Watkins to beat St. Louis, Seton Hall, Fresno State, Elon, Santa Clara, Cal Poly, Cal State Northridge. You don't need that. You don't need her out there in a game you're up 30 in the fourth quarter. You don't. You just don't. At what point is enough enough? This is why I attribute it back to trying to puff up numbers, because that's the only logical explanation that anyone could possibly give. Cal State Northridge, they beat Cal State Northridge by 85 points, 124-39. They beat them by 85, and they were up 77 going into the fourth quarter. That's the one game that JuJu Watkins did not play in the fourth quarter. But you know what? She played 28 minutes of the first 30 minutes of that game. She played 28 minutes of the first 30 minutes because each quarter is 10 minutes. She played 28 minutes in that game and didn't play in the fourth quarter. It's the only game in which she did not play in the fourth quarter of a blowout. Against Santa Clara, they won by 31. She's playing, I mean, gosh, until the 4-minute mark, and they're up 31. They're up 30. Like, there comes a point where you have to understand that her averaging 30 is not as important as her making it through the season and burning her and using her in situations in which you don't need to. This is also how you develop a bench. Why even play these games? Like, if you look at USC, they played a bunch of bums. Besides Notre Dame and Ole Miss, their schedule has been cake. Cal Poly, Cal State Northridge, Santa Clara, Seton Hall, St. Louis, Cal Baptist, Fresno State, Elon. Like, this is a cake schedule. And now they get into this. Now they're going to get into conference play, and they have that game this weekend against UConn. Then they play Michigan, Nebraska, and now they're in conference play after that. But going in, their non-conference schedule, outside of 2 games, one that they lost, has been cake. And they're not developing a bench while overusing JuJu Watkins when against UConn, she's going to play 40. She's going to play every minute of that game. And as they get into Big Ten play, she's going to be playing 35 plus. So to be playing her 32 plus minutes a game is utterly insane when you're playing bums. She played 40 versus Ole Miss. She played 29 in a 55-point win over Cal Poly. She played 28 versus Cal State Northridge. She played 33 versus Santa Clara in a 31-point win. She played 39 versus Notre Dame. She played 33 against Seton Hall, a 33-point win. She's playing too many minutes. Like legit, she's playing too many minutes. Unnecessarily. She played 31 in a 39-point win over St. Louis. Like, it's crazy that the game against Oregon, she only played 28 minutes. That's wild. And that was the closest game that they've had since the since the Notre Dame game. It's just, this is coaching malpractice. That Lindsay Gottlieb is going to get this woman hurt. You don't need her on the floor. You don't need any of those women on the floor in the fourth quarter when you're up 35. Like, you don't, and you damn sure don't need them on the floor when you're up 50. I don't know what her ankle situation is going into the UConn game this week. I presume it'll be feeling better by then because they have a gap, a week, long gap. But this is just as bad. This is just bad. This is so bad. This is like you're playing to meet someone's approval. This is coaching. Like, folks, this is what I call coaching malpractice. I'll repeat it again. Coaching malpractice. If she had gotten badly hurt in that game, I don't know what the situation is. If she had gotten badly hurt from that ankle turn, like that ankle rolled, and that type of roll could cost you 4 weeks. It could cost you 4 weeks or more. Can you imagine looking at your boosters, looking at the people that are cutting those NIL checks, looking at the fans and saying, yeah, JuJu's out for 6 to 8 weeks with a high ankle sprain because I had her on the floor in a 54-point game with 5 minutes to go in the game. I would fire you. That's fireable. Dead ass. But let me know your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear your feedback. I think this is coaching malpractice. And of course, they're doing this to try to, get with Caitlin Clark's numbers and keep her on pace and the whole nine. But it's bad. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, ring that bell. Members live 9 p.m. Appreciate you. Love you. Rudy's Rant, facts over feelings. Come on now.